Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Dover International Speedway. We get ready to set these drivers loose as the Outcast Racing League back in action here this afternoon. Powered by RT3 Designs, Williamsburg Contracting, Shenco Custom Diecast, and of course, the N Sea NSB. As these drivers get ready to go to battle, they get ready to duke it out. They're out there on the racetrack right now, getting their qualifying laps in there, making sure they can lay down their quickest lap times here in this qualifying session. You see the Quantum Motorsports, number 31 of Adolfo Castillo, out there on the speedway. Mike Killing back out there as well. The Lawrence Tech, Williamsburg Contracting Racing Ride out there on the speedway, as well as we'll see where these drivers slot in. We still got a few more drivers left to qualify, as we're looking at about 25, 26 drivers again here this afternoon, loaded into the sim and ready to race. Joseph Brooks, what's good, Joe? What's good, mister? How are you? Says, hey, cutie. Oh my God, you're gonna make me blush. You're gonna make me blush. You better stop that, Joseph. Mr. Brooks, how are you, brother? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful weekend as the action just about to get underway. The fun is just about to get started here from the beautiful Dover International Speedway. And if you guys are just tuning in, don't forget, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Even if you're rewatching the broadcast and you're yet to do those things, make sure you do it right now. Make sure you smash that thumbs up, hit that follow or subscribe button, become part of the PeaceMaker family here this afternoon. As qualifying slowly but surely coming to a close here, about a minute left. So some drivers getting out there, making sure they can try to get their lap times in, as we do see the 82 ride of Joshua Neal out there on the speedway. He's going to jump up into the 9th position, as right now it is Austin Smith with the quick time here in qualifying. So Smith, last week's winner, we're going to try to back that up again here today with another win for the 23. Puffenbarger into second. Colton Manich, Cameron Combs are top 4. Caleb McKinney currently inside the top 5 here in qualifying, with Al Reed, Casey Gross, Kevin Kazar, Joshua Neal, and Tyler Humphrey are top 10 here in qualifying. And a couple of drivers that are yet to jump out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying session. One of those being Corey Crowell, Dom Slavo as well, also yet to come out for qualifying. And I do believe they are going to miss out on their attempt to qualify here this afternoon, so they will be starting deeper in the field, as Austin Smith, quickest in qualifying, and he will start here in that pole position. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as my boy Joseph Brooks says, good, about to drive 4 hours home with a broke toe. Oh no, that's never good, brother. That's never good. How the heck did you break your toe? And you know me, I'm always doing good, brother. I'm always doing good. I'm always feeling fresh up here in the broadcast booth, and we're always ready to put on a show for the fans in the stands. But that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Hopefully it's gonna heal quick for you. Hopefully you don't have to worry too much about it. Hopefully it's one of the toes that you don't really need, or at least it won't bug you too much. I mean, big toe or pinky toes on inside boots or shoes or anything else definitely can be a bit of a hassle. As my boy Joshua Neal, Josh coming in, drop that like on the stream. Cameron Combs coming in with that heart reaction here, as well as these drivers get ready to play. They get ready to duke it out here this afternoon in what should be another amazing night of racing action. This should be a lot of fun. We should see a lot of great runs, of great drives out there on the speedway, and it's gonna be fun to watch these drivers duke it out lap after lap after lap here on the speedway. As we will get ready to set them loose, we will get ready to go green flag racing here in this one. Starting on the pole in the 23 machine, that is Austin Smith. To his outside in that 5 right, it's Brandon Puffenbarger. Starting in position number 3 in the Williamsburg Contracting Racing right, the 00, that is Colton Manich. And to his outside in the RT3 Designs number 15, that is Cameron Combs. Starting in position number 5 in the 76, the Overton's Mustang. That is the 76 of Caleb McKinney, rounding out our top 5. To his outside in the RT3 Designs, the ZZX Digital number 3 machine. That's Al Reed starting there in 6th. Starting in 7th will be the number 77 of Casey Gross. Gross will start there in position number 7. To his outside will be the Shenco Custom Diecast Williamsburg Contracting 28 ride of Kevin Kazar. Starting in position number 9 in the 82 ride, that is Joshua Neal. Into his outside in the Must Love Poodles number 9 machine, it's Tyler Humphrey, rounding out our top 10. And then we see the 8 of Lance Brantlinger, the 14 of Billy Jordan in the Red Bull Racing ride. And then we see Josh Bromfield, the Shenco Custom Diecast Williamsburg Contracting number 70 of Mike Killingbeck, the 81 of Anthony Garland, the 31 of Adolfo Castillo, Robert Tuiscu, Johnny Thunders, Kurt Sponsler, Corey Crowell, David Duran Jr., Dom Slavo, Gary Wright, Chris Muse, Wayne Garland, and James Garland bringing up the rear of the field as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly Green Flag Racing here from Dover International Speedway. The Outcast Racing League, powered by Williamsburg Contracting, back to battle here this afternoon as Austin Smith leads us down the back straightaway for the first time here this afternoon. Down through 3 and out at corner number 4. Quickest in practice, quickest in qualifying, and Smith will lead lap number 1 here this afternoon. So Smith out in front as Brandon Puffenbarger there in position number 2. Colton Manage back there in the 3rd spot with Cameron Gomes and Al Reed now rounding out our top 5. As unfortunately it looks like the 76 rider Caleb McKinney down pit side. Same with Chris Muse here. So both drivers unfortunately serving some penalties here, and they are going to be early on going a lap down. And this is a tough place to have that issue, but the caution flag does fly. You see the 28 ride right there. That's Kevin Kazar. Kazar turned around, pointed in the wrong direction. Lance Brantlinger going to join him here as the beautiful Budweiser number 8 machine. Heavy damage here for Lance Brantlinger. Let's play this one back and take a look and see what brings out our first caution flag of the day as they're running door to door here out at quarter number 2, or at quarter 4. Oh, it just looks like the 8 ride comes up the racetrack. Unfortunately, tags that left rear quarter panel of the 28 ride. Watch him just shoot up the racetrack right here. Unfortunately, I think he was trying to either get a little side draft or something. Unfortunately, drives right into the 28 ride, sends them both down the racetrack. Now, this is a self-washing track, so they always tend to go down the racetrack towards the inside. And unfortunately, for the 8 machine, heavy contact there. Hard hit down into that inside wall. Man, you see those rear tires up and off the ground here. Let's get another look at it right here. Bam! Right into that inside fence, and a good piece of driving even after the contact here for that 28 ride of Kevin Kazar here. Kazar somehow or another, I don't think he even makes contact with the outside or inside fence here. Gets that contact right there, able to save it. He's down onto the apron, spins it sideways. Luckily enough, no one else gets a piece of him here, and he's able to hang on to that car with very minimal damage. As you do see the number 76 and the 99 roll back out onto the racetrack after their green flag pit stops there after getting their penalties served. And you do see this 8 rider Brantlinger, who's had probably the worst luck here in the year. This number 8 machine has unfortunately found a lot of damage, a lot of contact, and a lot of times he's had nowhere to go and has gotten tore up time and time again here on the speedways. But, you know, for last season's champion, not the run or not the start he was hoping for here this afternoon, and that will put him, you know, behind the ball early on, and early in this race using the quick repair and not having that in your back pocket for later in the race could definitely come back to bite Lance Brantlinger. But we'll still see him out there rolling on the racetrack. You do see him jump back out here. He's going to stay on the lead lap and use that quick repair to get this car back into one piece. But these drivers, they only have one quick repair you use it too early, you get into something else later in this race, and your night could be over. And unfortunately for Brantlinger, he's going to have to be very, very cautious about where he's rolling, where he's running on the racetrack to keep himself out of trouble, as Austin Smith continues to lead the way here in this one during this caution flag, as he's sitting there in the top spot. Brandon Puffenbarger back there in second. Then we see Cameron Combs in the 00. Colton Manich right there as well, duking it out here in this one, as we're going to get closer and closer to be going back to green flag racing. The green flag going to come back out here in just a few more moments, as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the show is just getting started. The craziness just starting to get underway here for the Outcast Racing League. Hopefully we see, a few less caution flags than what we saw last week at Worldwide Technology Raceway, but you never know. Nonetheless, we're going to have some fun up here in the booth. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to be chit-chatting with you guys. So if anyone's watching, you guys want to cheer on your favorite driver or anything else, let us know in the comment section right now who you're cheering for, who you want to see up and in victory lane, as we get ready to set these drivers back loose. We get ready to go back to green flag racing, as Caleb McKinney and the number 99 rider Chris Muse both find themselves a lap down here early in this race. And then we see Brantlinger and Kevin Kazar back here at the rear of the field now, after having some good starts working inside the top 10. That contact unfortunately puts them both outside the top 20 now on the racetrack, and they're going to be looking to try to bounce back and try to work their way back to the front of the field of this 150 lap feature event. 150 laps is going to be a long time, but it's going to be very, very fun, as Matthew Humphrey says Humphrey will make a move to the top at some point. Let's go, let's go. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't put it past Tyler Humphrey to be there at the end and have a car to win. We've seen it time and time again already here this season. He's missed a few races, but the races that he has been here, he's been all over, that front of the field. He's picked up a couple wins, and I'm sure he's going to be looking for some more to kind of complete this season and try to run for that championship and getting all the bonus points, all the extra points to work towards it, and to battle here with all these amazing drivers. I'm sure Humphrey will be right there in the thick of things. Austin Smith, though, right now, he's going to be the car to beat. He seems pretty fast, but it could come down to a little bit of strategy, a little bit of, calculations for fuel or tires or anything late in this race. Is down through the Geico restart zone. We go back to green flag racing as quickly Austin Smith onto the loud pedal. Smith quickly gonna get a good launch here. He looks to open up that lead, and he is doing so down through 1 and 2. As you do see the 00. Colton Manich now into position number 2. The 5 rider Brandon Puffenbarger slides back into that 3rd spot, as here comes Al Reed, the Elite Sim Racing ZZX Digital RT3 Designs number 3 ride of Al Reed, now up a couple spots and into position number 4. But one of our hard chargers here on the day so far is this 70 rider Mike Killingback. Killingback started quite a ways back there, as one driver blinking quite heavily here, having a tough go. I think that is Tyler Humphrey. Is it Humphrey or is it Billy Jordan? It is Tyler Humphrey, unfortunately running into some connection issues right now, and that's really going to affect his performance here this afternoon, and it's really going to affect the drivers that are around him, as when they start blinking like that, the net code becomes worse and worse and worse around that driver, and then it also makes it very tough for drivers to try to figure out how to pass you. They never know exactly where you are on the racetrack, but it does look like the connection getting a little bit better there, just ever so slightly for the 9 ride of Humphrey right now, as he's struggling. I'm sure he's trying to figure out what's running in the background, what's making him kind of blink here on the speedway, as here comes that 49 ride of Kurt Sponsler right down to his back bumper. Kurt, good looking paint scheme here as well for the 49 ride, looking fresh out there on the speedway. Corey Crowell, another driver that's been working himself up through the field here. Corey started back at the rear of the field here, and already up 8 positions on the racetrack for the 20 ride after not qualifying. He's on the move towards the front of the field. Same with David Durant Jr. here, as David rolling a different paint scheme here in this race. He's in the Exalta 24 ride here this afternoon. Normally we don't see him in that car. Normally we see him in the 51 machine, but here he's in the Exalta 24 and rolling out there on the speedways. Castillo back there behind him in that 16th position. Dom Slavo in the Tracker Boats number 19 ride here in position number 17. Josh Bromfield, Wayne Garland back here in 18th and 19th. 6 of Robert Tuiscu rounding out our top 20, and there you see Kevin Kazar. Kazar back in 21st after that early ranks contact between him and the 8 ride. Probably just trying to take it a little bit easier right now, maybe trying to save that car here, as I do believe we will get our stage breaks. Let me double check these on lap number, I want to say lap 30, maybe lap, what are we at here? Lap 35 and lap 70 here for the stage breaks here this afternoon. So lap 35, we will see a stage break. The caution flag will come back out, and drivers towards the front of the field will earn themselves some extra stage points to go towards their championship. And right now, Austin Smith, one of those drivers that's locked into the championship with a win, now wanting to try to earn as many stage points and bonus points towards those playoffs as possible right now. And another driver that's there with them, the 00 rider, Colton Manich trying to reel him in, and slowly but surely Manich is running down this 23 ride. So we'll have to wait and see who may have the little bit of a longer run speed, as we still got about 20 laps left in this race before we see that first stage break of the afternoon. So with him chasing him down, he's got ample amount of time to try to work his way up and into the picture here to maybe try to jump up and snag that top spot away from the 23 ride. Brandon Puffenbarger back there in third, and then we see Cameron Combs there in fourth. Al Reed, Mike Killingback, Casey Gross, Joshua Neal, Anthony Garland, and Billy Jordan rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Is Austin Smith out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done, and each and every one of these drivers, man, put on a great show for us. Says James Garland, my boy James coming in, showing the love, says let's go Misfits, and James coming in with the big D of the day. James Garland coming in with the 100-star dono. What are we talking about here? James coming in, setting it off here in this one. I appreciate that, Mr. Garland, coming in, showing the big love here this afternoon, not only with the heart reaction on the broadcast, but also coming in with the 100 stars. The big D of the day going to James Garland as of right now. Is anybody could be him. Anyone could take that top D of the day away, as Richard Bradshaw says, let's go. Great job broadcasting. I appreciate that, Richard, coming in, showing the love here in this one. I appreciate that, coming in, showing the love. As out in front, it's Austin Smith. Smith, who leads the way here in this one. The 00 Colton Manich right there behind him, as Puffenbarger and Cameron Combs back there in third and fourth. The RT3 Designs number 3 ride of Al Reed back here in position number 5, with Casey Gross now into 6, as Joshua Neal back there in 7th. Anthony Garland there in 8th, as Garland trying to get the Poor Boy Motorsports Toyota up towards the front of the field here. The Williamsburg Contracting 81 ride currently sits in that 8th position, with Mike Killingback there in 9th, and Johnny Thunder's doing a great job here inside the top 10 as they work to the back bumper of the Lawrence Tech Williamsburg Contracting Racing number 70 ride here for that 9th spot on the Speedway. But you see this hornet's nest of drivers trying to work their way from deep in the field towards the front. One of those being Dom Slavo, who's now up 13 positions. Woo! Slavo's on the move. He's on the hunt to the front right now, as the Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shops number 19 right now looking to try to join the top 10 as he works underneath of Mike Killingback for that 10th position. You see David Rand Jr. right there in the Exalta 24 ride. He's trying to work his way inside the top 10 as well. He's up 10 positions here to start this afternoon. Killingback, who was up early in this race, now starting to slide back here just ever so slightly, as Tyler Humphrey, Corey Crowell, Billy Jordan, Adolfo Castillo, Fillo, and that 12 ride of Josh Bromfield right there behind him. A bit of a gap back to that 6 ride of Robert Tuwiscu. Kurt Sponsler, the 84 of Wayne Garland, the 8 of Lance Brandlinger, and the 28 of Kevin Kazar. Gary Wright, the last driver on the lead lap, is Caleb McKinney, the first car, 1 lap down here on the racetrack. Chris Muse also a lap down back there in the 25 ride. Our boy James Garland was in the race here for a little bit, but now unfortunately not jumping out here for this feature event. But my boy James coming in showing the big love though over there on the Facebook stream. It says, let's go Misfits. Cheering on all of his Team Misfits members here this afternoon. As out in front, Austin Smith continues to lead the way, actually starting to open up that lead again here between himself and the 00 Colton Manish. So Manish starting to slide back maybe just ever so slightly as Brandon Puffenbarger trying to hunt him down. Cameron Combs a little farther back here in position number 4 with Al Reed there in 5th. Then we see Casey Gross still rolling there in that 6th spot. But the battle's really on here. You'll watch a couple of these drivers like the 24 of David Durant Jr., that number 19 of Dom Slavo. They're battling here for the 10th position on the racetrack. And now that 10th spot could be an extra point here on the afternoon and towards their championship hopes here this afternoon is trying to get those stage points. And right now David Durant Jr. inside that 10th position, bound to get 1 point here towards our points championship, but now looking for a little bit more as he tries to look down low underneath the 60 ride of Johnny Thunders, the Quantum Motorsports Shenco Custom Diecast, number 60 ride of Thunders. Now going to slide back to the 10th position as David Durant Jr. continues his march to the front of the field. Now getting a good run underneath the 81 of Anthony Garland. Garland goes off the racetrack and he's going to lose a couple spots right here. A little contact into the outside fence. Look out. That was a tough break right there for the 19 ride of Dom Slavo. I do believe the 76 right there of Caleb McKinney going to get into that as well, as they all kind of got together there on the exit of corner number 4. Let's play this back and take another look at it as the 81 gets pushed up the racetrack here, and then coming out at corner number 4, they just come together. Slavo gets into the 81. They all kind of bounce up into the outside fence. Look at the 76 right up on 2 wheels right there. Does look like Corey Crowell may have gotten a piece of that as well, as some pretty heavy damage there for all those drivers. No caution flag though on the racetrack, but that moves Anthony Garland into the 10th position. Slavo now back in 11th. Corey Crowell there in 13th. And unfortunately for that 76, now with some damage and being that first car 1 lap down out there on the racetrack, just looking for that caution flag, hoping to get this car down pit side and maybe getting a free pass. The lucky dog back onto the lead lap is out in front. It's Austin Smith who leads the way. Smith out in front of the field, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one, as he's really starting to build that lead now. Over 2 seconds between himself and the 00 Colton Manish. His Manish now has that 5 ride of Brandon Puffenbarger all over his back bumper. Puffenbarger right there, ready to strike, ready to try to make a move around the 00. Cameron Combs back here in 4th, and now Reed rounding out our top 5 is Casey Gross, Joshua Neal, and that 24 right of David Durant Jr. our top 8. Then we see Johnny Thunder sitting there in 9th, and Corey Crowell now inside the top 10. He's got Tyler Humphrey right there behind him, as we see a little bit more contact. Drivers moving around here, and it's a dogfight deeper in the field midway through this pack. These drivers are all over top of each other, and here's a good battle as well. Here comes that 99 right of Chris Muse. Muse down low. He's looking to move around that 76, and he will make that pass. So move the 99 ride of Chris Muse now into that free pass position after making the move around Caleb McKinney. Chris Muse now the first driver 1 lap down on the racetrack, but it may be all for naught as Kurt Sponsler, he's about to get put a lap down right here. So there goes the 23, as the 23 machine of Austin Smith going to put the 49 ride a lap down here, and that will make it so that unfortunately now Kurt Sponsler in that free pass position, as there's the caution flag. So the stage break coming out here, and it's Austin Smith picking up the stage win here this afternoon. What a run, what a drive so far for the 23 machine of Austin Smith. A dominant performance there in stage number 1. And now we're going to get into a little bit of strategy calls here for a lot of these drivers. Where do you go? Do you come down pit lane? Do you take tires? Or do you try to save some? Maybe come down, just get fuel so you can make it to the end of the next stage. Maybe don't take any tires or only 2 tires and save some behind the pit wall for maybe some late race caution flags. The strategy calls are going to be coming out quickly here in this one. As here you go, we do see the 23 right headed down pit side. Here comes Colton Manich and the rest of our lead lap drivers. Doesn't look like anybody's staying out as of yet, but it's Austin Smith, Colton Manich, Brandon Puffin Parker, Cameron Combs, Al Reed, Casey Gross, Joshua Neal, David Duran Jr., Johnny Thunders, and Corey Crowell, rounding out our top 10 there in stage number 1. As drivers continue to make their way down pit lane, we're going to see our race leader with 23 pull into this first pit box here on pit road. So he will pull down into his pit box. A good stop, and luckily enough, as this is a fairly tough pit road, boxes are very tight here, not a lot of room to make mistakes. And you do see the 23 doesn't look like he gets any tires, just gas and go here for a lot of these drivers. We'll have to see if anyone else decides to stay down pit road for a little longer, maybe trying to get extra fuel, or maybe get some tires here for this second stage. It'll be interesting to see how these drivers will play this one out. As out in front, we do know the strategy for the 23 ride, and that is to keep this track position and try to keep himself here at the front of the field. As now we'll have to wait and see if a pair of our lap down drivers will come down pit lane, or if they'll see if they can take the wave around back onto the lead lap, as we did see the 49 ride get the free pass and get back onto the lead lap. So a good break there for Kurt Sponsler. And you see the 99 rider, Chris Muse. Muse is going to stay out here, so he's going to get that wave around and back onto the lead lap, as Caleb McKinney is going to come down pit side. He's going to be looking to get some repairs done to that Overton 76 machine and trying to get some fuel, maybe a little bit of love to the 76, and if he can try to get a quick caution flag. I think him and Muse are both going to be hoping to see those yellow flags come out quickly here and start of stage number 2, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. And it's Austin Smith out in front here. Let's see if we can pull Austin up and into the broadcast booth for his in-race interview. Let's see if we got him in the Discord. Okay, we do see him in there. Okay, so we do see Austin Smith in the Discord here. Let's see if we can pull him into this one. Hey Austin, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
I got a copy, Aaron. How's it going?
Not too bad, Austin. So far, this 23 ride looking very, very strong here again this afternoon. After being fastest in practice, having that pole position, you lead all the laps here so far in this race, picking up that first stage win, man. Take us through it. What's going through your mind here as stage 2 is about to get underway?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting stage here. A couple different pit strategies. I know I'm on old tires here. I just took fuel, so just got to be patient. If there's faster guys behind me, I'm just going to let them go. But, I mean, car feels good, and just trying to hit my marks and stay in a rhythm.
Absolutely. Now the strategy here, trying to not take any tires here on this first stage. Obviously trying to keep an extra set here for late in the race. Do you think you're going to need them, or do you think we're going to see a lot of good green flag laps here this afternoon?
I think we're going to see some good green flag laps, I hope. Just want to get in a rhythm. I'm saving that set, hopefully, if we have a late race caution, but we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Austin, good luck out there. Congratulations as well on that first stage win, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the night.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the number 23 is Austin Smith, our race leader. He's electing to use the outside lane here again on the restart, so we'll have to keep an eye out and see if Cameron Combs can get a good launch and a good drive down there on the inside lane, as it is Smith, Combs, David Duran Jr., Al Reed, and Corey Crowell, and Colton Manich here, our top 6 on the racetrack. Robert Tuiscu, Casey Gross, Tyler Humphrey, and Josh Bromfield. Our top top 10 as we go back to green flag racing. Stage number 2 underway here from the beautiful Dover International Speedway, and another great restart there for Austin Smith. Smith quickly launching out in front, but here comes Cameron Combs quickly to his back bumper. Combs coming out of here with a big run and a big drive there, and he's quickly going to work underneath the 23 machine, and he will jump up and take that race lead away. The first time we see the 23 unfortunately go outside of the top spot here this afternoon, and he's in potentially what could be a world of hurt, but he's looking to try to save that extra set of tires late in this race. You can see some of these other drivers with the fresh tires here. They're working their way around him in a quick hurry now. We'll have to wait and see if any of these other drivers decided to try to use that same strategy, as out in front, Cameron Combs leads the way. David Duran Jr. there in second. And we see Colton Manish now working underneath that 24 ride for position number 2 on the racetrack. So Duran will slide back to third as there you go. Caution flag on the racetrack. Caution flag out there on the speedway. Our third caution flag of the afternoon, and it looks like one of those drivers that unfortunately was down a lap early in this race going to get collected in this one. It's the 76 ride. Trying to keep himself in that free pass position, hoping for a caution flag. Unfortunately, he gets into this one as you see the 14 ride gets up, scrubs that wall, and then I think everybody's just trying to work themselves around it here. Thinking that the 14 may go around, or he may check up quite a bit after that contact right there with the outside fence. And then unfortunately the 19 ride, thinking that they were only 2 wide when they were actually 3 wide. They run out of room, they come together. Here comes the 84 ride of Wayne Garland. He's going to get a piece of this one, as well as the 76, the 84, the 14, the 19 all kind of get together. Nowhere to go there for Kurt Sponsler as he gets a piece of the 76 ride, and Gary right up there into the outside fence as well. Going to get some contact, and it looks like potentially Brandon Puffenbarger as well. One of our drivers up towards the front of the field early in this race. Puffenbarger also going to go around. You see Gary Wright hard into the 84 ride there of Wayne Garland. Luckily enough here, looks like Puffenbarger able to avoid any heavy contact or damage here in this 5 ride. Let's see if we can take a look here from his perspective and get a good look inside the cockpit here of this number 5 ride as he's rolling into this one. He's going to see the contact, all these drivers bouncing around, and he sees the smoke. He's trying to get checked up. Unfortunately gets clipped right there. A little bit of left front damage as the 49 ride disappeared and reappeared there on the racetrack. He kind of had nowhere to go, but there was a lot of drivers right there that unfortunately ran out of room on the racetrack and unfortunately got some pretty good damage right there. And with Caleb McKinney being tied up in this one, he will not be elected for the free pass here. So unfortunately, he will stay a lap down as, oh man, this tough 3 wide racing there, a tough contact for a lot of drivers, a lot of competitors here in this second stage, as we'll get them all ready to go back to battle. They are all pretty much down pit side getting work done to their cars, all the drivers that were unfortunately tied up in that one. So they're hoping to try to get their cars rolling back out here in a quick hurry. You see the 14 ride of Billy Jordan now potentially going to go a lap down here as well, but we do see the 84. He rolls back out, so he'll stay on the lead lap. Caleb McKinney will stay a lap down, and Billy Jordan going to go another lap down here. So a tough break there for the Oracle Red Bull number 14 ride here this afternoon, as build that car down pit side, and he's stuck down there for quite a little while and may go quite a few laps down there on pit lane. As we'll get these drivers ready to go back to green flag racing, we'll get ready to set them back loose here in this one as Cameron Combs out in front. Combs leads the way here in this one. So Cameron Combs out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here this afternoon. And some great racing action, a lot of back and forth, a lot of great battling, but this is the first time in this race that we've seen a different driver lead the way, a different driver here to fire first on a restart. So Cameron Combs gonna have to try his best here to keep all these other drivers back there at bay. And now Austin Smith going from our race leader here for the first few restarts, now gonna have the restart back there in position number 4, and hope that these older tires can try to hang on here for a little bit longer, trying to make it to lap number 70, where we will see stage number 2 come to a close here. So lap 70 will be that stage break for these drivers here this afternoon, and that's exactly where they're trying to get it. They're trying to make it there to that lap 70 area and hoping to have some of those fresh tires back there behind the pit wall and being able to use those later in the race to their advantage as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. We are door to door and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. The green flag about to come back out, and these drivers getting ready to go back to battle here at the beautiful Dover International Speedway. As we get them lined up and ready to go to battle, they crawl down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in here this afternoon to this race, make sure you guys do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. Hit the like button on the broadcast and hit that follow or subscribe button. Become part of the PeaceMaker family here this afternoon as we get ready to set these drivers back loose here at the Monster Mile. As down onto pit lane goes our official iRacing pace car. The leader will go down through the Geico restart zone. He gets the fire first, and that's Cameron Combs, who's going to launch greatly down on the bottom side of the speedway. Gets a great launch, quickly opens up a couple car lengths between himself and the 00 of Colton Manage. Now you see the 24 ride of David Duran Jr. He's going to poke his nose right into this battle for position number 2 on the speedway as Manage trying to hang on to that second spot. David Duran trying to take it away from him here as the Exalta 24 ride into position number 3. Cameron Combs though out in front, but here comes that Williamsburg Contracting Shenco custom diecast 00 ride. As Manage down low, he is going to manage his way to the front of the field. As Colton Manage now our race leader. Cameron Combs back to second. Duran there in third, and then we see Austin Smith in position number 4. Corey Crowell, Tyler Humphrey, our top 6 here on the speedway. Casey Gross there in 7th. Adolfo Castillo, Al Reed, Johnny Thunders, our top 10 here in this one. Johnny's been having himself a heck of a day here, and Thunders going to move himself inside the top 9 now on the racetrack. As here comes Lance Brantlanger, the 28 ride of Kevin Kazar right there as well, trying to work their way around the 3 ride of Al Reed. Here comes that Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shop ride, as well as here comes Dom Slavo trying to slide his way around that 3 machine here on the speedway as well. Bert Sponsler back there in 14th with the 70 ride of Mike Killing back there, working down to his inside as they battle there for the 14th and 15th spot on the speedway. We see Robert Tuwiscu and Josh Bromfield battling here for 16th and 17th. Chris Muse back onto the lead lap, finds himself here in 18th with Brandon Puffin Parker getting up into the outside wall ever so slightly right there. Everyone able to do what they need to do and avoid any more additional contact there, and luckily enough everyone keeps their car pointed in the right direction as Anthony Garland hanging on to it right there as he's worked himself around. Brandon Puffenbarger got very loose there out at corner number 4. Wayne Garland, Joshua Neal, Gary Wright, Caleb McKinney, Billy Jordan, and James Garland rounding out our field here as Colton Manage leading the way, and now out to about a 2-second gap. 2 seconds now between himself and this 15 ride of Cameron Combs. So Combs back here in second, now about 2 seconds back of our race leader as Austin Smith there in third. Tyler Humphrey now into position number 4 and looking for more. Casey Gross now joins the top 5 as well as the Quantum Motorsports Outcast Racing League number 77 ride right there is hang on to it. The 23 ride. Smith getting very sideways down through quarter 1 and 2 and almost went around right there. Luckily enough, able to hang on to it as there goes Humphrey around the 23. The 8 ride of Brantlinger now into 4th. Casey Gross going to hang on to that 5th position as he had to check up there slightly for that 23 ride. But here comes his Quantum Motorsports PeaceMaker Gaming teammate here, the number 31 of Adolfo Castillo, there in position number 6 now. Kevin Kazar will find himself in the 7th year as Austin Smith slides all the way back now into the 8th spot on the racetrack. Johnny Thunders, Dom Slappo right there rounding out our top 10 as Colton Manage continuing to lead the way. As James Garland says, I'll be back on track next week. Last day of vacation. Let's go, James. That's what we like to hear, brother. We love to hear that you'll be back on the racetrack, but man, enjoy that vacation, enjoy that time away from the simulator and that extra time with the the wife, the family, all the kids and everything else, and enjoy that vacate time, man. It's much deserved, and we can't wait to see you back out here on the racetrack. But soak it in, brother, soak it in 100%. As out in front, Colton Manich continuing to lead the way here in this one. Manich out in front as we get closer and closer and closer. The green and white checkered flag to end stage number 2. Manich looking to get another stage win, another bonus point towards the playoffs here. As the laps continue to get clicked down here, we roll towards lap number 60. We're already 1/3 of the way through this race, and we're drawing closer and closer to that halfway marker here on the racetrack, as the laps will click down in a fairly quick order here. Only about 23-24 second laps out there on the speedway here at Dover International Speedway. So to run multiple laps doesn't take very long, and we can run a lot of laps in a quick hurry here this afternoon. Is Chris Pilo, Mr. Pilo coming in, showing the love. How are you, Chris? My boy Pilo coming in, showing the love here in this one. How are you, Chris? Dropping a like on the stream. I appreciate that, brother. As out in front, Colt Manich. Manich leads the way here. Casey Gross up into second. Adolfo Castillo here is Quantum Motorsports teammate there in third, trying to hold off Lance Brantlinger. As Brantlinger working there to his back bumper. Then we see Tyler Humphrey now running out our top 5. Dom Slavo in that Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats at number 19 right into that 7th position, with Johnny Thunders right there with them, door to door down across the line. Kevin Kazar back in 8th with Chris Muse after getting that lap back, has worked himself now inside the top 10 as he rolls there in the 9th position. Our early race leaders, some contact, look out, baby, the 19 ride having some issues there. Dom Slavo almost going around here. No caution flag on the racetrack, I do believe. No caution flag. We keep it clean and green out here on the speedway, but let's see if we can play this one back and take a look and see what happens to Dom Slavo in this 19 ride. As, man, he was hanging on to it here in this one down the back straightaway. As he was running door to door with Johnny Thunders. Looks like out of corner number 2. He comes up the racetrack, gets into Johnny. They both get into the outside fence, and around he goes there. And off the nose of the 60 ride. Lucky enough, keeps that car pointed in the right direction. Is my boy Chris Pilo. Pilo coming in with a big love as he says, we heating up dinner and watch some number 1 broadcasting, coming in with a 200-star dono. Oh my gosh, Chris Pilo gonna jump up and take over the big D of the day, the big donator here of the afternoon, coming in with the 200 stars, knocking James Garland out of that big D position, as Pilo with the 200 stars, showing the big love here in this one, the number 1 broadcasting, brother. What do you have for dinner? What's for din, brother? Only 4:38. What in the world? Who's eating dinner at 4:38, brother? Oh my gosh, that seems way too early here to be heating up dinner. I mean, unless if you're cooking a turkey or something, or I don't know what. Maybe if it takes an hour or so. I don't know, man. This seems way too early to be eating dinner at this time. As my boy William Hargraves coming in, showing the love. What's good, Will? Will coming in, showing the love as well with that like on the stream. What's good, Mr. Hargraves? Coming in, showing the love, dropping that like on the stream. My boy Ty Ralph. What's good, Ty? Ty coming in as well, says, what up, old buddy? What's up, Ty? How are you, Mr. Ralph? How are you doing this afternoon? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, as all these drivers out on the racetrack, they're looking to have a wonderful day. They're looking to have a fun day here on the speedway, as, man, some great racing, some great action out there on the racetrack. Each and every one of these drivers battling and duking it out here on the speedway, as Chris says, been driving since 4 a.m. Spaghetti and garlic bread. Woo! Well, hey, listen, okay, I'll take that one. Okay, start your day off, at 4 a.m. and been driving since 4 a.m., getting that 12 hours or so of driving in. You definitely deserve it. It's definitely dinner time for you, man. And spaghetti and garlic bread. Oh my gosh, that sounds actually so good. Homemade, or are you getting it from somewhere, Mr. Pilo? That's the big question. Are you getting it like delivered from somewhere, or is it leftovers from a day or two beforehand, or is it like good fresh good spaghetti, you know, with some good French garlic bread. That could be absolutely fire. That's making me hungry. Now I want dinner. Now I want to make some dinner here in this one, man. Oh my gosh. My boy Tyrell as well, coming in showing the love not only over on YouTube, but coming in showing the love as well over there on Facebook with the heart reaction. And what in the world? James Garland coming in. James with the 350 star dono says, Big D coming in with the big D of the day. What are we talking about? James Garland setting it off here in this one. The big D of the day. Now going back to our boy, Mr. James Garland. We're going to pin that one as well. We'll pin that message right there. The big D of the day now to Mr. Garland with the 350 star dono. Put him up to 450 here. So 450 stars now on the day from my boy James Garland here with the big D of the day. Absolutely insane, brother. I appreciate that. As out in front here on the racetrack, it is Colton Manich who continues to lead the wings. The caution flag is going to fly as stage number 2 is going to come to a close. So Manich will pick up stage number 2 win here this afternoon with Lance Brantlanger, Tyler Humphrey, Casey Gross, and Adolfo Castillo rounding out our top 5. Kevin Kazar in that 6th position with Johnny Thunders, Anthony Garland, Chris Muse, and Mike Killingbeck rounding out our top 10 here on the race. Are you broadcasting T-Jack's race for December? Yes, for December I am. As Chris Pilo says, oh, no, buddy. Pilo coming in hot. Oh, baby, Chris Pilo coming in with the 225-star dono. Pilo, that's still below, unfortunately, brother. You're close, but right now, James Garland, you know, on the day, he's still got that big D. He's at 450. You're at 425, brother. You're right there. You're so close. But Pilo coming in hot, setting it off with the 225-star dono as well, setting it off here in this one. The big love. We feel the love. There's the other 30 stars. So Pilo does take the top spot as he is back to the big D of the day. We gotta pin. We'll pin the 225 there from Mr. Pilo as he's now up 5 stars over James Garland here, as you guys have been going crazy and you guys have actually activated a star party. So it's a star party up in here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Can we reach that star party goal here this afternoon? As it's a star party up in here, and we got a great star party out there on the racetrack. And right now, Caleb McKinney, he's loving to see that caution flag as that stage break coming out as, oh my gosh! What are we talking about here? What are we doing? What are we talking about? James Mother Fluffin Garland coming in, says never gonna get this. La 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 la. Oh my gosh. James Garland coming in with the 530 star dono, the big D of the day, going back to James Garland here this afternoon. He says, you know what, hold my beer, Chris, hold my beer, as he comes in with the big love, the 530 here in this one to now take the big D reigns with the 980 stars to Chris Pilo's 455. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys might want to get in on this fun, as you guys want to jump in here, get into the action, as the big D of the day, man. It's a big deal, and to be that big D of the day is always what you want to be. You always want to be there. As oh yeah, Ty, yeah, the one that's in December the 29th, I am the broadcaster for that one there. You know, in a month plus from now. Yes, I will be the broadcaster for that race as well, brother. 100%. As Lenore Seeley coming in. Lenore coming in with the heart reaction here on the broadcast. How are you, Lenore? Lenore coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction. But my boy, James Mother Fluffin Garland, Chris Pilo, I appreciate both of you guys, man, coming in, showing the big love here in this one, man. You guys keep coming in, showing the love, and I feel it, man. I appreciate y'all coming in, showing the love here this afternoon. And you guys don't have to donate. Just tuning in, watching, and cheering these drivers on is enough support for me. But every little bit that you guys do and send continues to keep on helping us out and keeping the lights on. As my boy and Chris Pilo, are you kidding me? Big D Pilo in the house. What in the world is going on? You guys coming in with the big D's here in this one, man. I'm talking enormous D's here is Chris Pilo with the 1,000-star donation. The 1K dono says, nope, he's going to take it right back away here from James Garland as they are duking it out here in this one, man. Hey, this is a bare knuckles brawl here. This is a better fight. This is a better fight than anybody, man. This is a better fight than what we've seen from Mike Tyson and Jake Paul here, as that was absolutely insane, man. That's absolutely insane. You guys are going absolutely crazy. Is Chris Pilo going to come in with another 200 stars? What in the fluff are we talking about here? James is just gonna, or Chris is just extending that lead. James Garland coming in with another 20 stars as well. James coming in, he's trying to get that number up. He's trying to claw his way into this fight, man, as you guys are just absolutely bare knuckling it here in this one. We got racing action going on. We got racing still happening here, ladies and gentlemen. We're still running, we're still racing, and stage number 2 has come to a close. That means that we got one more stage to go, and it's Chris Muse at the front of the field. He gets a great restart, quickly opening up that race lead as door to door back there for position number 2. The 8 rider Lance Brantlinger trying to hang on to that 8th position, but a great crossover there out of the 00 of Colton Manich there in second once again, as here comes Tyler Humphrey. They're in 4th. Adolfo Castillo, they're in 5th. Corey Crowell, Kevin Kazar, Dom Slavo, Cameron Combs, and Mike Killingback. Our top 10 as it's a hornet's nest back here deeper in the field as yup, says James Mother Fluffing Garland. What in the world? James coming in says yup and takes the top D of the day back away from Mr. Pilo. My gosh, you guys are insane here, man. James Garland coming in with the 1,180 star dono to retake back over the big D of the day. Now with the 2180, my boy Pilo at 1655. Man, I cannot thank you guys enough for the love here in this one. Absolutely insane. Lenore coming in as well with that share on the broadcast. I appreciate that, Lenore, coming in, showing the love as well, as Chris says, love you, James. James, classy mother guy right there. Okay, classy guy. You guys, I'm going to bow down to both of you, man. You guys are I'm just going to say you both have big, enormous stonks here this afternoon, okay? You guys are both the big D's here this afternoon. But I do say, overall, James Garland does have the big D of the day here this afternoon, as Anne-Marie Davis coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction. How are you, Anne? Coming in, showing the love here this afternoon, smashing that heart reaction, as James says, love you too, Bubba. We love Chris. We love James Garland, man. We love to see you guys in here showing the love, and not even to this extent, man. You guys didn't have to do that, didn't have to send all those stars, but we certainly appreciate it here, man. That is absolutely insane and super generous of you guys, as we do see the caution flag coming back out here in this one. Looks like Joshua Neal gonna run into some issues here in the 82 ride. Let's take a look, as a little bit of contact maybe right here in front of him, and there you go. Oh, heavy hit right there for Wayne Garland. Heavy hit for the 82 ride, as well as looks like the 19 ride potentially almost 3 wide here, almost gets into the outside fence on corner exit here. This has been a problem area. He's got to get checked up as he's washing up towards that outside fence. He does get into it pretty hard, and that's going to check the 84 right up. Unfortunately, the 82 does not get checked up in time. They come together. They both wash down the racetrack hard into the inside fence. Heavy damage there for both Wayne Garland and the 82 as they get together, and unfortunately, a couple tore up race cars here on the front straightaway. Let's play this back and see if we can jump on board here with Wayne Garland and see if we can get a good look here on board with this 84 ride and see what he can see from that helmet cam, from the cockpit, and see, there he goes. He gets to the back bumper of the 19, and then you see the 19 checking up. He gets checked up as well, trying to avoid any contact there with him. Unfortunately, gets that contact from behind, and Joshua Neal coming in and making that contact with him and helping him into that inside fence. Heavy damage for the 84 ride, and he's been down pit side here for an extended period of time, and I do believe he will also go a lap or multiple laps down here in this 84 ride. Not using that quick repair, which I'm not sure why he didn't decide to use that. Should have used that quick repair, kept himself on the lead lap potentially here in this race. But for the Poor Boy Motorsports, PeaceMaker Gaming, Outcast Racing League number 84 ride, he's down pit side, and you see that heavy smoke rolling out of the 84 machine. That's a tough break right there for Wayne Garland, as we will get everybody stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. It's Colton Manich out in front, Lance Brantlinger there in second. And then we see Corey Crowell, Tyler Humphrey, Adolfo Castillo, our top 5 here in this one. As James says, I think he already used it on the last crash he was in. Oh, yeah, he may have. He may have already used it up. That's a tough break. That is a tough break, man. That one quick repair, man, you just never really know. You know, you get a little bit of contact, a little bit of damage. You know, is it better to take it a little bit earlier to keep yourself alive and in the race, or do you try to roll out there for, you know, a few laps or a couple caution flags and hope to kind of get some of those repairs done under the yellow flag, and then, you know, not get tied up into anything else, or you use it, you get tied up into something else later in the race, and all of a sudden you're down pit side and pretty much nothing else you can do, especially when it's completely terminal like we see with the 84 ride of Wayne Garland, who has that heavy front end damage, and I'm sure he's going to have 10, 15, 20 minutes of repairs waiting down pit side, where maybe he only had 3 or 4 minutes of repairs there during that first wreck, and using that quick repair up, and that's a tough spot and a tough break right there for the 84 ride, as we get ready to see these drivers roll back out onto the racetrack as pace car goes down pit side. They will head down through the Geico restart zone, and we will go back to green flag racing and head back to the green flag here as, oh, the 8 ride spins the tires. Look out, Brantlinger into the outside fence. This is going to really bunch things up. Drivers trying to figure out where they need to go. Not the start that the 8 ride was hoping for right there, as they're 3-4 wide down through the middle of the corners here. I'm not sure if we're going to make it a lap around the racetrack before we see a caution flag somehow or another down the back straightaway. Everyone able to keep their car pointing in the right direction, but let's play this one back and take a look here. And it's just getting back onto the throttle, the 8 ride here, the Budweiser machine of Brantlinger. He's going to spin these tires, and unfortunately, as he does, the car is just going to hook up and into the outside fence. Nowhere to go there for Tyler Humphrey. He has to get checked up, loses a ton of momentum, and look at everybody just rolling around the 8 ride, rolling around the 9 ride of Humphreys. Both of those drivers really just nowhere to go after that mistake out of the 8 machine, spinning the tires on the restart. And some great racing, but we do see that caution flag does come back out here, as it looks like Josh Bromfield going to run into some issues here in this one. So Bromfield now running into an issue on the racetrack, as Harrison VR coming in, dropping that follow on the broadcast. How are you, Harrison? Coming in, dropping that follow over there on the Twitch live stream. And yeah, definitely some tough breaks, some tough love right there for Wayne Garland. I think we're going to see some more tough breaks here for the number 12 ride of Josh Bromfield, as Bromfield door-to-door here with the 5 ride in. Unfortunately, it looks like the 5 of Puffenbarger are going to get into him. Dom Slavo right there, able to just barely get up and out of the way. And unfortunately, it's a little contact there at the outside fence, but this is what we're going to see the caution flag actually be here, is right there. There's the contact. Unfortunately, just into that left rear quarter panel of the 12 ride, spins Bromfield around. Puffenbarger gets some pretty good damage there out of that as well. Take another look at it here. Is right here. Bam. There's that contact around the 12 ride. Goes over the nose of the 5 machine. Gets backed up into the outside fence. They both get some pretty good damage right there, and that will put us back under the caution flag. You'll see Brantlinger now down pit side, getting some repairs done to the 8 ride after getting into the outside fence there on the restart. Puffenbarger also down pit road, getting some repairs, but jumping back out onto the racetrack, as Shenco Custom Diecast Design says Salvo. I've been saying it wrong for weeks, and Shenco, you're finally letting me know. Salvo. We got you. We got you now. I'll try to keep that in the memory bank. Is Must Love Poodles. How are you, Must Love Poodles? Coming in, showing the love. It says, nice driving number 9, staying out of that wreck. Yeah, definitely a heads-up piece of driving there for the 9 ride. And time again, normally what we see when a driver spins the tires on the restarts, and especially gets into the outside wall like that, is the drivers behind them tend to follow them into it, and that creates quite a bit of a mess there on the racetrack, especially here at a place like Dover International Speedway. So a great piece of driving, not only by the 9 ride of Tyler Humphrey to be able to kind of realize that the 8 ride was getting into the wall, but being able to get checked up enough and also putting him into a spot to not get ran over from behind by the other drivers back there behind him, and everyone being able to avoid the 2 slower cars there on the restart as they're on the throttle, getting up through the gears and everything else, able to avoid the contact and avoid hitting either the 9 or the 8 ride there on that restart. And then unfortunate contact between the 5 and the 12 ride puts us back under the caution flag, and Salvo, unfortunately, nowhere to go there, and that one does get a piece of the outside fence. He's had his car all around the action here this afternoon, has shown a very, very fast race car, just unfortunately can't find himself any good breaks or any good luck out there, and either gets a piece of it or he's right in the middle of all the action here this afternoon in that Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats number 19 machine, as we'll get them ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Colton Manish continues to lead the way, but Corey Crowell now finds himself into position number 2 here. Crowell did not qualify here this afternoon. He did not get a qualifying lap in, had to start deep in the field, and now finds himself up 20 positions and into position number 2. Adolfo Castillo started deep in the field, now back there in 3rd, and Kevin Kazar, who we saw initially in the first caution flag of the day have issues and go around and get some contact there with him, and he's been able to battle back and now puts the Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast 28 ride now into position number 4, and right here behind his teammate in that Williamsburg Contracting Racing 00 ride is the 00. Going back to green flag racing there, definitely up the pace right there and caught everybody pretty much off guard here as he started to roll down through corner number 3 and 4. Pace car was down on pit road, and he gets a great launch and a great drive right there as he was able to really go anytime after that pace car hit pit road, and he does exactly that and catches everybody kind of flat-footed. His teammate that was right there behind him, Kevin Kazar, able to use that to his advantage as well, jumps up into position number 2. Crowell now back there in 3rd as Adolfo Castillo there in 4th. David Duran Jr. back here in that 5th position as the Exalta 24 ride rolls there in that 5th position. Cameron Combs, Austin Smith there in 6th and 7th. Al Reed back in 8th. And then we see Killingbeck and Tyler Humphrey round out our top 10 here on the racetrack as Humphrey and the Must Love Poodles number 9 ride going to roll around the Lawrence Tech Williamsburg Contracting Racing number 70 ride and put himself into that 9th position. As Adam Humphrey says, watch out for Tyler Humphrey. He's in striking distance, and this is his kind of race. Yes, sir, this is definitely the kind of race that we've seen Tyler Humphrey make some late race moves and put himself into position late in these runs to really move towards the front of the field and put himself into maybe a winning strategy here this afternoon. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that 9 ride. I think after that last restart, number 1 that we just had with the one previous, where the 8 ride of Brantlinger got into the outside fence there and spun the tires, that really hurt the odds here for the 9 ride as that shuffled him back from inside the top 4 to all of a sudden outside the top 10, but now battling back into the action here at the front of the field. As Colton Manish out in front, managing this race lead, and now out to a 1.2 second gap between himself and Corey Crowell. As Crowell up and into 2nd, Kevin Kazar there in 3rd as Adolfo Castillo trying to hang on to position number 4, but here comes Cameron Gomes in our stage 1 winner, Austin Smith, right there ready to pounce, as well as some great racing here on the Speedway. These drivers putting on a great show for us here this afternoon as Brian Fine coming in. Drop that subscribe over there on the YouTube channel. Brian becoming a brand new subscriber, the newest subscriber over there on the YouTube channel. Welcome to the PeaceMaker family. Welcome to the PeaceMaker crew here in this one. Brian, Mr. 5 coming in. Drop that subscription, becoming part of the PeaceMaker family here this afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can do this exact same thing. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button if you're watching over on Facebook or Twitch, and become part of the PeaceMaker family here this afternoon. There's some great racing action, but it's all Colton managed out in front. But that lead that he had built is already starting to shrink here. The 20 rider Corey Crowell is starting to close that gap, starting to reel him in lap by lap by lap. He inches in closer and closer to the back bumper of that 00 of Colton Manage. As Kevin Kazar hanging on to third here. It's a dogfight right there behind him. Adolfo trying to hang on to position number 4, as we do see Robert Duiscu and Mike Killingback potentially running into some issues here. No caution flag. Both drivers down and off the racetrack. See if we can play this one back. Duiscu and the 70 rider Killingback going to run into some trouble here. Let's see if we can take a look at it. The 6 ride, the orange machine, and that 70 ride right there behind him as the big hits right there down into the inside fence for both drivers. Heavy damage there to the Lawrence Tech Williamsburg Contracting number 70 ride, and the RT3 PeaceMaker Gaming, the RT3 Designs ride of Robert Duiscu there. Heavy damage. Both drivers not getting the caution flag right there as well. See the 6 ride, he's going to get a little loose right here. As he does, he loses pace. The 70 ride clips him and then trying to avoid it. Unfortunately, up and down the racetrack, back down across the nose of the 6 ride, taking them both into that inside fence, and heavy damage for both drivers, and tough break right there for both of them as they both are now down pit road and back scored in the 22nd and 23rd position, and both multiple laps down on the racetrack now. As Colton Manage continues to lead the way, Corey Crowell there in second. Kevin Kazar, Austin Smith now into 4th as Cameron Combs still trying to find his way around that Quantum Motorsports 31 ride of Adolfo Castillo there for that 5th position. Al Reed and David Duran Jr. right there, as well as Caleb McKinney now into the 9th spot. So good to see McKinney back in action here after getting his lap back and getting back on the lead lap. And that's the 76 right now inside the top 10, looking fast out there on the racetrack. Dom Salvo into position number 10 now as the 19 ride continues to show some good speed, some good pace out of that 19 ride. Just hoping to stay out of contact, staying out of trouble here to finish off this race, and maybe trying to work himself up towards the front of the field. Tyler Humphrey back into the 11th position. Johnny Thunders there in 12th, Anthony Garland there in 13th. Chris Muse back in 14th, and it's Lance Brantlinger rounding out our top 15 here on the racetrack. Brandon Puppenbarger, Casey Gross, Josh Bromfield, Joshua Neal, Kurt Sponsler, our top 20 with Gary Wright back in 21st. Mike Killingback there in 22nd. Wayne Garland in 23rd is Robert Duiscu, now scored in 24th. Billy Jordan in 25th. Here on the Speedway. As out in front, it's Colton Manage. Manage continuing to lead the way here. About 0.8 of a second, almost 0.9 of a second now between himself and Corey Crowell. Austin Smith now into position number 3 as he's worked himself around Kevin Kazar. Kazar slides all the way back to the 5th position as here comes Cameron Combs. Combs now into position number 4 as Kazar slides there into that 5th position on the Speedway. But it's all Colton Manage is down across the line. We are over 100 laps into this race, so we are working on the the final third of this race. We're already over that halfway marker. We're already over 2/3 of the way through this race, and we're getting closer and closer to that checkered flag here this afternoon. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're gonna jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming crank it up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here this afternoon on PeaceMaker Gaming. Caution flag on the racetrack here for these drivers. Yellow flag is out here once again, and late in this race, during the middle of some green flag pit stops, you do see the 84 ride turned around up there on the high side of corner 1 and 2, and it looks like Wayne Garland going to be part of the issue here to bring out the caution flag. Another tough break here for Wayne this afternoon, is right there. You see that contact between a couple of these drivers. I do believe a couple of them get into the outside fence here. 3 wide. It's Caleb McKinney in the middle here. And looks like he's going to go up and over the nose here of the 6 ride after 6 nowhere to go. Gets into the fence here. They get tied together as they're checked up here. Here comes Wayne Garland. Comes in there. The whole head of steam, unfortunately, gets into the side of the 76 ride. Hard into him. Gets turned around. Heavy damage there for both the 76 and the 84 ride. And they get stumped there on the outside of corner 1 and 2, and that will put us back under the caution flag here in this one. Let's see if we can get another look back at it here and see the contact maybe between the 76 and that 6 ride. Is he's just going to come up the racetrack here just a little bit, and you see the 6 ride already to as far as he can go. He's in the fence, and 76 unfortunately just goes up there a little bit too far, makes that contact with him, goes over his nose. And as these 2 drivers are unfortunately losing a ton of speed and slowing down in a quick rate, here comes that 84 ride of Wayne Garland. Wayne looks to try to get down low and trying to avoid him here, and so he does a good job getting around the 6 ride, but then Caleb trying to make the corner, still coming down just ever so slightly. Wayne unfortunately gets a piece of them right there. They come together once, and then they're going to come together again up here into the outside fence, and I think that's what does it in for both of those drivers. Heavy contact, heavy damage there for both competitors, and unfortunately not the way either of them wanted their day to go, as we'll get everybody kind of figured out and where they need to be here, as that was kind of right in the middle of some green flag pit stops here. And Brandon Puffenbarger is now scored as our race leader. Casey Gross in second. Colton Manich scored in position number 3. Brantlinger back here in 4th. He is currently a lap down, it shows here. We'll have to wait and see how that kind of gets officially done. Anthony Garland there in 5th. And then Austin Smith back here in the 6th position. I believe Smith is going to be looking for that wave around, and now it's going to be really different as Puffenbarger, Casey Gross, Colton Manich, a lot of these drivers up inside our top 5, now coming down pit road on lap number 129. With them coming down pit road on lap 129, that's really going to set the stage up here for some wildness here late in the race, as they're going to have the better tires compared to a lot of these other drivers who were down pit road, like Austin Smith here on lap 115. Colton Manch was down pit road on lap 114. You look at Corey Crowell and Cameron Combs, some of these other drivers that were down pit road around lap 120, 122 are still going to have 5-6 laps of green flag running on their tires, compared to our race leaders who are going to have fresh, brand new tires here in this one. Puffenbarger, Casey Gross, Lance Brantlinger, Anthony Garland kind of sitting in the catbird seat here. They're kind of sitting in the best position possible. I do believe Colton Manich was the free pass recipient, so he did get the wave around there. He was able to get that lucky dog and get back onto the lead lap, and kind of gave him an extra little edge right here, as he'll be able to start up inside the top 5. Unfortunately, though, I don't think he had any fresh tires left over, and he is going to be starting all the way back here in the 5th position, and I do believe he is going to have quite a few laps less than about 15 laps of fresh tires compared to our race leaders here, so he's going to be behind the 8 ball as well, and actually be starting in the 6th position, as he'll have to start behind the 16 rider Gary Wright, who is still a lap down on the racetrack. Here comes the rest of the field trying to catch up to the race leaders here, that lead pack. Now they all got to get checked up in time and in line, as they got to stay single file down on the inside lane. Well, that was a heartbreaker for a lot of our competitors. It was a good break here for Puffenbarger, Casey Gross, Lance Brantlinger, Anthony Garland, using that strategy, running that final run there quite a while later, and that put them into a perfect position as we go back to green flag racing. The 5 ride of Brandon Puffenbarger, a great restart right there. Puffenbarger, a good restart. Here comes Brantlinger now trying to take a look down low underneath the 77 of Casey Gross. Gross trying to hang on to position number 2, but the 8 ride will jump up and take that second spot away from him as Anthony Garland rolls there in position number 4. Colton Manish now around the 16 ride has worked himself here in that 5th position. Austin Smith a little farther back here in position number 6. Al Reed back in position number 7. Corey Crowell there in 8th. And then we see Cameron Combs and David Duran Jr. rounding out our top 10 on the racetrack. Tyler Humphrey back there in 11th with Dom Salvo back there in position number 12. Adolfo Castillo, Chris Muse back there in 14th, and unfortunately for Chris Muse and Bromfield, they are both still scored a lap down here on the racetrack, and they're hoping for some more caution flags, some more wave arounds, and a possibility to work themselves back on the lead lap. But right now they find themselves a lap down now, even after the wave around there in this one. So they were able to get the wave around, get a lap back, but still a lap down. As out in front, it's Brandon Puffenbarger. Puffenbarger leads the way with Lance Brantlinger there in second. The way Brantlinger's day started, I don't think he would have thought he'd be here in position for a solid run this afternoon, and potentially what could put him into victory lane. Casey Gross there in 3rd. Anthony Garland back there in 4th. And then you see that 0-0 ride of Colton Manich. Now, our top 4 have the freshest tires on the racetrack compared to everybody else. And with only a few laps left in this race, 14 laps left to go, it's going to be very, very tough for any of these drivers back there behind them with the older tires now to be able to catch up and to be able to run and hunt down our race leaders here this afternoon. Having those 10, 15 lap better tires than a lot of our other competitors back there, and the track position right now is definitely going to keep them back there behind the 8 ball. And unfortunately, finding another caution flag, it's going to be a big hill to climb here for any of these drivers to try to jump up in battle with those top 4 competitors. As Austin Smith back here in position number 6, he's still trying to work his way around some of the lap traffic here and some of those other drivers that took the wave around, trying to get back towards where he can try to work himself back inside the top 5 here as Colton Manich is quite a few car lengths in front of him here, about 1.5 seconds between Manich and Austin Smith for that 5th position on the racetrack. Al Reed here in 7th, Cameron Combs back in 8th, David Duran Jr. there in 9th, and Corey Crowell rounding out our top 10 as Crowell has Tyler Humphrey trying to track him down here as Humphrey trying to work himself inside the top 10. Dom Salvo there in position number 12. Castillo, Bromfield, Gary Wright, Joshua Neal, Kevin Kazar, Johnny Thunders, Chris Muse, and Kurt Sponsler round out our top 20 on the racetrack. 21st is the 6th rider, Robert Tuwiscu. Mike Killingbeck scored there in 22nd. Killer McKinney, who's down pit side, and Wayne Garland, who's also down pit road, scored in the 23rd and 24th position. Billy Jordan and James Garland round out our field here in this one, but it's all Brandon Puffenbarger. As Puffenbarger out in front, continuing to lead the way here in this one. The laps continue to click down, and we get closer and closer to our checkered flag. Less than 10 more laps left here in this race as Puffenbarger leads the way. Brantlinger and Casey Gross try to hunt him down as Gross with a great run in the Quantum Motorsports 77 ride up here inside the top 5, as we do see the 0-0 of Colton Manich in that Williamsburg Contracting, the Williamsburg Contracting Racing ride. The 0-0 Shenco ride now up into 4th here is Anthony Garland in the 4-Boy Motorsports PeaceMaker Gaming Williamsburg Contracting 81 ride, slides back into that 5th position. He's got Austin Smith trying to track him down in a quick hurry. Smith trying to finish this one off with at least a solid top 5 run after having a very good, very fast car here all evening long. He's hoping to try to get this 5th spot away from the 81 of Anthony Garland, but out in front, it's Brandon Puffenbarger who's looking for the win here this afternoon. After that pitch strategy pays off majorly here in this one, he continues to keep himself at the front of the field, continues to look for the checkered flag here this afternoon as the laps continue to get clicked down. 6 more, that time by the start-finish line. As we inch closer and closer and closer to what could be a very big win here for Brandon Puffenbarger on the day. Or can we see a driver like the 8 ride work himself into the picture here. Can Lance Brantlinger find something here late in this race and try to hunt down our race leader and see if he can try to pick up the win here this afternoon? Casey Gross would love to try to finish this one off with a solid top 3, maybe a top 2, top 1 win here this afternoon for the 77 riders. They got a big gap between themselves and the 00 of Colton Manich. They're in 4th. Austin Smith now into 5th. That's Al Reed. Cameron Combs also able to get around the 81 ride of Anthony Garland. As Garland now back into that 8th position, trying to hold off the Exalted 24 ride. As there goes David Durant Jr. Anthony unfortunately slides back into that 9th position. There's a big gap now back to that 10th place driver as Tyler Humphrey rounds out our top 10 here on the Speedway. But Brandon Buffenbarger down across the line will click off another lap, and we see 3 more laps left to go here in this one as James Garland says, let's go Lance. If anyone deserves it, Lance does. Yeah, last season's champion, and so far has had probably the worst luck out of anybody here all season long. Just seems to always run into issues here, and definitely a deserving winner here in that 8 machine, but I'm sure he would be just happy with a solid top 2 run here this afternoon, as he's got about 1.3 seconds between himself and our race leader, the number 5 of Brandon Puffenbarger. Is Puffenbarger down the back straightaway, nice and easy down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. This time by the start finish line, we will see the white flag fly. So one more time around here for Brandon Puffenbarger, as Puffenbarger looking to pick up the checker flag. 1.6 seconds now between himself and Lance Brantlinger. As Brantlinger there in 2nd. Casey Gross trying to hang on to 3rd for the final time. Down through corner 3 and out of corner number 4 though. It's Brandon Puffenbarger who will pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. Puffenbarger gets it done here in this one with Brantlinger coming home in 2nd and Casey Gross, our top 3 here on the Speedway. Cole Manich there in 4th. Austin Smith going to come home in 5th. And then we see Cameron Combs, Al Reed, David Durant Jr., Tyler Humphrey, and Anthony Garland rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Corey Crowell, Dom Slavo, and Adolfo Castillo, Josh Bromfield, and Joshua Neal are top 15 out there on the racetrack, but it's all Brandon Puffenbarger. As Puffenbarger picks up the win and pulls this 5 right up onto the front straightaway, he's going to get ready to celebrate here. He's going to get ready to burn down the house after picking up a well-deserved win here this afternoon. A heck of a run and a heck of a drive there for the number 5 machine. As Adam Humphrey says, another solid top 10 for the must-love Poodles car. Can he get one more? Yeah, I think he can get a couple more here in this season. I don't know. I think he's got enough left in the tank that he can at least get 1, maybe even 2 or 3 here for that number 9 ride. Always super fast out there on the racetrack, and he's definitely going to be a tough cookie out there on the Speedway week after week after week. But here tonight, it's all Brandon Puffenbarger. Is Puffenbarger picking up the dub, getting the win here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's hear some congratulations up in the comment section right now for our race winner, Brandon Puffenbarger, as we'll get ready to pull our top 5 up and into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. As we got them up there right now, we're going to slide into the broadcasting room and get our top 3 up and into the booth here for their post-race interviews, and we're going to start with our race winner, Brandon Puffenbarger. Hey, Brandon, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Brandon, man, what a run, what a drive. Take us through this one, as we saw you very fast early on in this race, and then you ran into a couple issues here through that middle portion of this one, and deep back in the field, near the 20th, 24th area, almost at the back of the pack here. And, just trying to run some strategy, trying to run out that little bit of a green flag run during some green flag pit stops. You stay out a lot longer, and it comes in as a clutch move as everyone pretty much down pit side except for our top 4 on the Speedway. Yellow flag comes out. It allows you guys to come down pit road, get those fresh tires, and have the fastest or the best tires here on the racetrack for the restart. And you use it completely to your advantage. A great jump, a great restart, and you drive away with the win here this afternoon, man. Take us back through all the action and all the controversy that you had to deal with here on the afternoon.
Yeah, so that first pit stop at the first stage, I was speeding, so it threw me to the back. I was just trying to beat Cameron out of pit road and wasn't really paying attention to my speed. But then back of the pack, I mean, I like racing with those guys back there, but sometimes it's pretty big of a hornet's nest to try to get through and all that kind of stuff. Um, and then coming to that last run, I tried to pit, but I was going way too fast to enter pit road, so I missed pit road and just kept going. And I was like, well, I might as well just run out the fuel now, see if there's a caution or anything like that. And sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not. And tonight, I was pretty lucky with that last caution falling my way. And pretty much after that, I was setting sail.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely lucky there with that caution coming out and allowing you guys the free pass down pit road. Everyone else trapped a lap down there, having to take the wave around and everything else. Really kept the guys that were, potentially in line for what could have been a good win for themselves in Colton Manich and Austin Smith, obviously back deeper in the field for the restart. Both of them having older tires here on their race cars and allowing you guys with the freshest tires to really just drive away with this one, coming home 1, 2, and 3 there from that final stop. That little bit of extra, pitch strategy here working out well for you as Brandon, you park the 5 right up here in victory lane. A big win for yourself here in the Outcast Racing League once again. Who would you like to thank for a great run and great drive here this afternoon?
My team, Corey, Austin, Josh, we always give feedback to each other, trying to make each other faster each race. The admins for putting this league on, I know there's some controversy and stuff like that, but it's always fun, no matter if there's some kind of drama going on or not. And your broadcasting, it's top notch, and I do enjoy going back and watching it over.
Appreciate that, brother. And this is going to be a good one for you. So you're going to be able to watch yourself go out there and pick up the dub here this afternoon from the beautiful Dover International Speedway, man. A big run and a big race. And being able to beat Miles the Monster here this afternoon and beat all these other drivers definitely going to be something, keep a little chip on your shoulder, especially knowing that playoffs are coming up here and being able to pick up this win, have that hot shoe going into the playoffs, definitely going to feel pretty dang good.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, a great run, a great drive. Congratulations on the win here this afternoon, man. And we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday and maybe right back up here in Victory Lane.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there as Brandon Puffenbarger picking up the win here this afternoon. Michael Smith says, nice win, Puff, cheering on Mr. Puffenbarger here this afternoon. As that was a great win, great race there for that 5 riders. We'll get ready to pull in our second place driver, the 8 machine of Lance Brantlinger. Let's pull Lance up here into the broadcast booth.
On the
Hey,
wall.
Lance, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I do have a copy. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad. Lance, man, what a run, what a race. Take us back through this one as things got off to their usual start here for you. You've had the worst luck in the league, but you're able to rebound nicely here and using that little bit of late race pit strategy, the same as Puffenbarger and Casey Gross, to be able to finish this one off with a solid second place run. Now, I'm sure you want to get the win, but just knowing that you can kind of get that monkey off your back, finally finish one of these races out with a solid run here tonight, has got to feel dang good.
Oh, it feels excellent. The only play I had in that last set of pit stops was because I still had over a minute, some odd minutes of damage. I still had wheel damage and so forth. So, I decided, I'm going to play because usually when you have the pit stops and you got faster guys coming and, other people stay out, that's where the wrecks happen. So I wasn't going to get better in 14th in this race, if I would have, pitted when everybody else did. So I just made the call. I just stayed out, and I still had about 6 laps or so until before that wreck happened. But as soon as it happened, I'm like, I'm gold, But at the end there, I just did not have turn in the center out at all. So I just stayed, I just wanted to stay in the second place position, and I was happy with that because I'm like right now I'm 12th in points, 8 points up on 16th. So I'm trying to race smart and just to get that final playoff spot. You know what I mean? So, but this worked out well. I'll take it. It's nice talking to you. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely been a little while, and finally getting you back up here, man. And as I said, trying to get that monkey off your back. Maybe this is a turn of the tide here for you. Maybe getting rid of all that bad luck and starting to get some of the good luck here again for the 8 ride, and being able to avoid some wrecks, being able to keep that car clean out there on the speedway, and maybe picking up a win or so here in the next couple races, or at least the next race before the playoffs get underway, and then going into the playoffs looking to try to capture a back-to-back championship for yourself, man. This is definitely a good confidence builder, and definitely a good boost here for yourself and the Budweiser crew here at Dover International Speedway. But Lance, who would you like to thank, man, for another great run, another great race, and being able to finally get back up here onto the podium?
Well, I want to first off thank Williamsport for their, of course, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. My goodness, but for their sponsorship, I mean, for them, it's good for them to come into the league and sponsor us with that. All the league drivers. I mean, I love everybody in our league. You, of course, for your great job you do every week. But I like to thank my computer for now working and not shutting off on me and during the middle of a race. So that's helped a lot. But this has been a great day, and I'm just so happy to finally get a top 3. You know what I mean? So hopefully keep it up.
Absolutely, brother. Looking to keep up that momentum, keep on putting in some great finishes here out of the 8 run, and we look forward to seeing you up here in the broadcast booth more and more here to finish off this season, Lance. And maybe, going back to back here, picking up a second championship would be something amazing to see after the start of the season that we saw you have there. But congrats on the great run here tonight, and we can't wait to see you back out there at Darlington next week.
Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it. 1 week at a time, my friend. Hopefully it'll happen again. We'll see.
Absolutely, brother. We look forward to it. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and congrats again on the second place run.
Thank you, my friend. You too. Take care. Have a good night.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our second place finisher, Lance Brantlinger. Brantlinger coming home there in position number 2. A very solid run out of that 8 machine. As now we're going to get ready to pull in the 77. It's Casey Gross who comes home there in position number 3. Let's pull Casey up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Casey, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Oh yeah, brother, what's up?
Not much. Casey, man, what a run, what a race. Take us back through this one, man. It's the 77 ride hooked up here again this afternoon, and a little bit of pitch strategy, a little bit of luck there late in the race, and it sets you up for a very solid top 3 podium finish here this afternoon.
Yeah, we went for stage points. We took tires at every stop, pretty much, and then got some stage points early. Took a little pressure off. Got a few more stage points. Took a little more pressure off. Took tires because the other week I pit and didn't take tires after stage 2. I ended up in the far back and just stayed back there, and it was terrible. It was a horrible experience. So I kind of learned from that this week, and so I took tires after stage 2. We were in the back, but we were able to drive up a little bit, get a few spots here and there, and then the long run started happening. So we started trying to conserve. I just gonna run those tires till they were nothing but rim left if I could. I was afraid that there wasn't gonna end up being a caution. I prayed for it a little bit, but at the same time I was ready to take a green flag pit stop. I just wanted to turn as many laps as I possibly could. Get out as far in front as I could, try to give myself some kind of a chance to get at least the top 10 here. And then the caution came out late, took a fresh set of tires, and just it all fell into place from there, man. I'm stoked. It's my first top 3 in the big series here. It's a good time. I had a great race today, and so did Quantum. My whole team, honestly, we got a little bit of stage points. Everybody did. Everybody finished well. We got a guy on the bubble. We're trying to get in to the playoffs. Get down to the nitty gritty. But today was a great day. It was a great day.
Great day, great race for you, man. It's great to see the Quantum Motorsports guys all having some pretty good runs there. I mean, we saw you guys up inside the top 10 here for a lot of this race. We saw Dolflo up there running and battling inside the top 5. Same with yourself. We saw Johnny Thunders for a lot of this race, inside the top 10 as well, having himself another good day at the Speedway as well. But to be able to cap it all off here with some good pitch strategy there late in the race, just running it out, getting that caution flag, and being, one of the 3 or 4 drivers that still had tires behind pale wall coming down pit side, and everyone else having to take the wave around. Set you guys up for a great finish here, and it's great to see you be able to finish this one off. Keep that number 77 right up inside the top 3 and holding off Manich and Smith there late in this race and putting the 77 right up onto the podium. And it's always an amazing thing to see. It's always awesome to see. And it's always good to talk to you up here in the broadcast booth after one of these races.
Yes, sir. Likewise, brother. Huge shout out to Puff and Lance. Man, I was thinking of that last little bit there, last little 20-lap stage. I was like, I'm gonna save a little bit of tire, just try to maybe get them late, and I'm like, these guys aren't running tire saving speeds. I'm like, okay. So I turned it on, and I missed my mark one time. After that, the right front just said no, thank you. So props to Puff and Lance for keeping them tires underneath them that last stage there, and both being real fast down in front.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I said, man, just great day of racing. Great day of racing. I needed one of these.
Absolutely, brother. And we're glad to see you get it as you park that 77 right up here on the podium. Casey, is there anyone else you'd like to thank for such a great run and great drive here this afternoon?
The best broadcaster in the land, Aaron, you buddy, you're great. Peacemaker, love it. Always enjoy the stream when I get to watch it back. Huge shout out to Anthony, Brom, Williamsburg, Shenco, Colton, all the sponsors who make this possible. That take a little easement off of Anthony and helping us put on a good show for everybody and drawing in new drivers and be able to offer some great prizes. And just thanks to my teammates for everybody trying to stay positive. We're trying to keep a very lighthearted feel during races, trying to keep everybody lax, everybody having a good time. So huge shout out to my teammates, Johnny Thunders and Adolfo. Great race today, guys. I can't thank everybody enough. Quantum, ORL, everybody. Just appreciate all the drivers that come out for this every week. We try to work hard to put this on, and you guys all do a great job, everybody from the top to the bottom. So just thanks everybody, and I'm just real happy with today's race, and hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, Casey, hopefully some momentum being built up here, not only for you, but also the team as well. And hopefully we can see you guys get some more great finishes and more trips here on the season for the 77 right up here into the broadcast booth, brother. As a heck of a run, heck of a drive, man. Congratulations on that third place run. And we can't wait to see you back out there next Sunday.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Aaron. Have a great one, man.
Yes, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Casey Gross. Casey coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for the 77 machine here this afternoon. Unfortunately, though, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to do it for us here in this one. We got another big race coming up here later on this afternoon around 8:30-ish or so. We will be going live with the Q West, the Quebec Western League, here this afternoon as the Big Block Modifieds, some dirt track racing is going to get underway. Some of the best in the business to do it. A lot of the fastest guys in iRacing, some of the fastest guys in real life modified racing, all going to be in attendance, all going to be out there racing and battling here tonight. We should have 60 drivers loaded into the sim, and each and every one of them looking for the win. I do believe top 30 in that series will go on to our feature event, but we got some redraws to do. We got lots of heat races and consolation races, and we may see some drivers trying to go through the alphabet soup to work their way into that show, and they're going to have to work their way through the D main, the C main, and that B main to be able to work their way into the A main. It's going to be one tall task if you find yourself there in a D main consolation race here this afternoon for the Q West Racing League later on this evening. And hopefully we see each and every one of you guys in there tuning into that one, as that's going to be an absolutely amazing show. Going to be non-stop action. I do believe we head to Volusia Speedway for the first race of that series, and it's going to be a ton of fun, man. And I can't wait to see everybody there and all those drivers duking it out, elbows up racing back on the dirt track here this afternoon. But I can't thank you guys enough here just tuning in for the Outcast Racing League again here this afternoon. Huge shout out to all of our amazing sponsors here on Outcast and all the amazing drivers and admin crew and everyone that tunes in and makes this possible here with the Outcast Racing League, and I cannot wait to see them back in action next Sunday. But Man, great run, great race, great drive by everybody out there this afternoon. That was a lot of fun and a great race here for these drivers. And I can't thank you guys enough. All the fans in the stands, everyone coming in with the love here this afternoon, all the likes, the comments, the shares, man. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Any of the new followers or subscribers, I can't thank you guys enough for becoming a part of the PeaceMaker family, and I welcome you into the PeaceMaker family here this afternoon. And to all the star senders, any of our donators, James Garland, Chris Pilo coming in with some big donos here throughout the day. I really appreciate you guys coming in, showing the big love here in this one, and I can't wait to see you guys later on this afternoon. But unfortunately, that will do it for us here in this one with the Outcast Racing League. Until next Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, when we go back to Green Flag Racing. I do believe Darlington Raceway next week is the final race of the regular season, so it's going to be make or break for a lot of drivers to work their way into the playoffs or not here next week. So hopefully I'll see you guys back in here for another great race and some more crazy action here on PeaceMaker Gaming, and hopefully I'll see you guys back in here tonight for some great racing as well. Thank y'all for tuning in, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
In the digital world he shines bright, full send all day and all night, conquering realms with all his might. Peacemaker's here to make it right. Through the controllers battles begun, every click, every move he's won, streaming wisdom under the sun. Victory's anthem just has begun. Peacemaker gaming all day, send it full dose sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires, his domain, glory found in every campaign, shelter from reality's strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Battles fought in every zone, from his cherries never alone. Full send on the audio tone, Peacemaker's name is known. Eyes on screens, dreams he weave, in his world you can't believe. Through the levels never leave, the magic